Hello my dear students. In this video, we shall learn how to divide decimal fractions. Dear students, you all know and we have studied this division of fractions. So let's see, before we begin with dividing decimal fractions, let's just quickly see the division of fractions that we have learnt earlier. So here is an example of division of fractions that we have studied earlier. Okay, now if such type of fraction is given, we know that 5 upon 7, if divided by 2 upon 3, what do we do, dear students? Here division will turn to multiplication. Now, as per the rule, when we divide a number by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying the number with the reciprocal of the fraction. Okay, so here what I did, in order to make it more easier, I converted this division into multiplication. Now when I convert this division to multiplication, we know that we take the reciprocal of the fraction next to it. So which is the fraction that is next to our division sign over here after division sign? It is 2 upon 3. So what is the reciprocal of 2 upon 3? We have studied about reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 2 upon 3 is 3 upon 2. This number is not going to change. After converting from division to multiplication, the next number, the next fraction which is exactly after the division sign will change into its reciprocal. Now, after writing this into multiplication, what did we do? We took these two numbers together, that is the numerators and the denominators together. So after taking the numerators and denominators together under one sign, I got my answer as 15 upon 14. So 3 5s is 15 and 7 2s is 40. So this we have already studied in our previous classes. So let's learn today how to divide decimal fractions. So based on these examples that we had studied earlier, we are going to see how to divide decimal fractions. So before moving on to our exercise, that is practice set 17, we shall understand how to do decimal fractions division with the help of two examples. Okay, now here if you see, when I say decimal fraction, there is a decimal point. Okay, then dividing means there is a division sign over here plus there is a decimal point. Now if there was no decimal point, you could have easily done the division. But what if there is a decimal point over here, or if it's a decimal fraction, how to divide this? Now let's see the very first step in order to divide the decimal fraction. Okay, now we know first this decimal fraction I'm going to convert into a common fraction. So how do I convert the students? 6.2 will turn to 62 upon 10. Now why am I writing 10 over here? It is because it is 6.2, means there is only one number after this decimal point, and so I have written below 1 0 in the denominator's place. Always remember this 0 should be accompanied by 1. Okay, so whenever you're converting a decimal fraction into a common fraction, you always write the number of zeros depending upon the numbers that are exactly after the decimal point. Okay, so I converted this first. So first you need to convert this into common fraction. Okay, then I will write division sign. Now this 2 is doesn't have anything, doesn't have any decimal point, so I'm going to write over here this 2 in the numerator's place. Now obviously there is a denominator here, so here also I'll require a denominator. So when no denominator is given, what do I write? I write it as 1. Okay, why I'm not writing 0 here? Because there is no decimal point over here. This is a single number that they have given us. Okay, so this is I have converted. Now this I converted. Now what did we see in the first example? We came to this particular question like this. Okay, so here if you see, I converted this into fractions, right? Common fractions. So let's see now what to do. 62 upon 10. This division I will write into multiplication, and I will take the reciprocal of the number which is after the division sign. So what is reciprocal of 2 upon 1? That is 1 upon 2. Reciprocal means my numerator will go to the denominator's place and my denominator will come in the numerator's place. So that is known as your reciprocal. Okay, now carry out the further calculation. 62 into 1 upon 10 into 2, right? Okay, so what can we do further? I can write this as 62, 1s are 62 upon 10 2s is 20. Now, what do you all think, students? Do this number go in one table? Yes, of course, they go in one table, right? Okay, so what can I do? 2, in which table it goes? 2 table. So 2 1s are 2 and 2 10s is 20. 2 3s are 6 and 2 1s is 2, right? So what is my answer? 31 upon 10. Now tell me, whenever you have 1 and a 0 along with it, what do we do? Now see, our question is in decimal point, so our answer should also be in decimal point. So what will I do? I cannot keep this as it is, no? So I am going to convert this 31 upon 10, that is a common fraction, to a decimal fraction. So what I'll do, this 31 upon 10 will become 3.1. Now why 3.1? Because there is only 1 0. So if I take from here 31, I am counting one number. Okay, so from here if I count, before one number I am putting a point. So my 31 upon 10 becomes 3.1. Clear? So this was when you are given one decimal point and another one is a number, right? Now here let's see if both the places decimal point, if it is given, how to carry out the calculation. So let's see. Now 48.8 is given and 1.2 is given. So first what I will do, I will convert it into a common fraction. So let's convert 4.8, will get converted to 48 upon 10. Why 48 upon 10? Because there is only one number after this decimal point. So here I will write only 1 0 below. Now divide by 1.2 will become 2. If you write point over here, it will be wrong. So do not put the point. Upon, now there is, after this particular decimal point, there is only one number, right? So that's why I'll write only 1 0. Now since I've converted this into a common fraction, I'll carry out my further calculation. So 48 upon 10, division will turn to multiplication. Okay. So this multiplication, when I turn, 12 upon 10 will become 10 upon 12. Okay. Now, what will I do now? This we have studied multiplication of fractions. In the same manner, we are going to do it. So 48 into 10, numerators I will bring them together, upon 10 into 12. That will be, now see, the easiest way, if you can cancel the numerators and the denominators, go for it. Instead of multiplying it further, that will be a easier one that you can do. Okay, so if you see over here, 10 and 10 goes in one table, so you can cancel this. That comes to 10 1s are 10, 10 1s are 10. Remember, you cannot cancel 10 and 12. Denominators both you cannot cancel together in one table. You have to look out for one numerator and one denominator, like that. Okay, then 12 can go in one table and 48 also goes in 12 table. So 12 1s are 12, 12 4s are 48. Okay, so what is my remaining numbers over here? 4 into 1 upon 1 into 1. Okay, so this 4 into 1 will be 4 upon 1. Now 4 upon 1 is nothing but, you can also write it as 4. Whenever 1 is in the denominator's place, you can always write it as a single number, that is the numerator, whichever number is given, you can just write it 4. Okay, so this is how you carry out the calculation, or this is how you carry out the division of decimal fraction. Okay, so let's move to our practice set 17. Now before we move to our practice set 17, you need to know certain units of measurement. Okay, they are very important units of measurement. So let's see the different units of measurement. You have to write this units of measurement in your maths book, so that you will be you will come to know as you all are going through the practice set while solving the sums. So these are some of the units of measurement that you need to understand. 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram, half kg is equal to 500 gram, 3/4 kg you write it as 750 gram, and quarter kg you write it as 250 gram. Okay, so if it is asked 1 kg is equal to how much, it will be 1000 gram. So while converting from kgs to gram, this units of measurements will be useful for you all. Then 1 kilometers means, this is how you write kilometers. So 1 kilometer is how much meters? 1000 meters. Okay, and meters you write it as m. And 1 quintal is equal to 100 kg. Then 1 liter you write it as L as well. Okay, is equal to 1000 milliliter, that is ml. And 1 meter, as I told you, meters you write like that, is equal to 100 centimeter. Clear? So these are some units of measurement that will be useful for you all while solving the practice sets in your book. Okay, so let's move to our practice set 17. If you all have understood this introductory part of division of decimal fractions, I hope this much is clear to you all. How do we divide decimal fractions? Okay.